And Sayers, Schwartz, Heisel, and Silkwood. Greer and Teal bring us green. Into turn one, Greer up top. Teal slides up off the bottom and gets around. Right in the middle of the pack. Query goes around, but everybody stays clean. Will rejoin at the back of the pack there with the 55T. Front row of Sayers and Greer. Then it's going to be Silkwood, Turner as we go back green. Into one, Silkwood trying to go three wide. Greer on the outside, Sayers in the middle. Gaggle of cars back there in the back as Heisel and Teal find their way around. Gavin Greer all the way on the outside. But he will have it at the line. Gavin Greer is your leader. Sayers hanging tough there in the middle. Silkwood all the way to the inside trying to get by for the lead. Query gets loose back there, able to save it in front of Rainey. This time off of 4. It's going to be Sayers. AJ Sayers making some way on the inside. Turner moving to the inside of Silkwood for third. As Heisel on the outside of Teal. Both of these guys restarted at the back. Kaufman on the inside of Carter Johnson. Back here for the lead. Silkwood's up there, but Sayers still has it for now. Bubba Silkwood all over the back of AJ Sayers. We have a caution. Not yet a caution. Now we do. Car around in 3 and 4. Looks like Query. Sayers will lead us back green. Greer right on his bumper, thinking about going to the outside. Silkwood on the outside of Greer. Turner down there on the bottom. Whole pack of cars coming off of 2 together. They go into 3 and 4. 54 on the very inside. Calvin Teal way high. Sayers still your leader, but Gavin Greer is there. Greer right on the inside of Sayers. Silkwood with a good run off of 2. Bubba Silkwood has a fast car up there. Car sideways at the back, able to save it. Christian Turner. Greer still right there on the inside. Sayers trying to hold him off. Bubba Silkwood is fast in that 39. He's on the outside now. Turner right behind the 85 and the 35. 95. Sayers still leading. Greer might be trying to get the bumper into him as we have a caution now. 79 of Carter Johnson around. Sayers brings us green. Great restart for Silkwood on the outside. Greer trying to force his way into 3 wide. Sayers gets back clear, the 39. Carter Johnson around in turn 2. Looks like he won't get refired. Caution flag out again. 79 of Carter Johnson spun in 2 again. That'll do it for him tonight. He'll take it over the wall and end his feature. Sayers will bring us green. Greer still in second. Turner gets around Silkwood for third. Down the backstretch, Greer moving up to the outside. See if he has a run. Gavin Greer is clear for the lead. Greer pulls away off of 2. Sayers now door to door with Turner. Off of 4. 4 to go this time for the 35G. Turner on the outside of Sayers, starting to pull away. Teal really loose back there. Greer still your leader, but Turner is closing. Half a second between them, 3 laps to go. Turner is now clear of Sayers, might have something for Greer. 91 is humming right behind this 35. 2.24 seconds in between first and second. Turner getting a run here. Greer slides up. White flag is out. Turner's here. One more time around I-35. Greer is your leader. Turner right in his tire tracks through 1 and 2. One more shot for the 91 coming up in 3 and 4. He's going to keep it in the middle. Greer off of 4. Gavin Greer hangs on to win it. And CJ Turner second. Sayers third. Kaufman and Silkwood round out the top 5. For 4, green flag is out for the compacts. Lewis gets a good start. Mick takes it 3 wide already. Hinkle all the way on the bottom. Sheets right behind him. 2 by 2 coming off of 2. Samuel Moore might have got put in the wall back there. Debris on the back stretch. We're going to go yellow. It's a tire. Somebody's lost a wheel on the back. Jeremy Sims lost his right rear tire, so that will bring out a yellow here on the back to get that picked up. Lights are out. Lewis and Teal bringing us back green. Great start there for the 81 of Lewis. He'll lead us into 1. Brad Mick 3 wide again through 1 and 2. Sheets right behind him. Mick already up to second. Lewis still our leader. Hinkle side by side with Teal as Lewis leads the first lap. Mick riding in second, looking to the inside of the 81. 64 of Sheets making it thinking about 3 wide down the back. Gets a little loose behind Hinkle as Mick still tries to catch our leader, the 81 of Chris Lewis. Hinkle on the inside of Mick. Off of 2, Mick gets closer to the 81. through 3 and 4. Mick is gaining, but Lewis still our leader. Hinkle getting awfully close with the 64 down the front stretch. 64 might have a little damage on that right side. 48R, big hit in the outside wall off of 2. Able to keep it going, though, as Mick gets by for the lead on Lewis. Lewis right behind Mick. Here comes Sheets up to 3rd. Young Gun trying to catch up to the 31. Brad Mick has, of course, dominated the compacts at I-35 this year, winning every single feature on the season. But he's still got Lewis and Sheets and a handful of laps left to sort this out. Sheets going all the way to the bottom, trying to get around that 81. '81 moved up the track, starting to try to reel back in Brad Mick. To no avail yet. Sheets still side by side with Lewis. All the way down the backstretch into 3 and 4. 64 starts to slide up. Still not clear door to door down the front. Sheets on the bottom. Lewis still riding the high side. Still fighting side by side. Now Sheets gets the edge into 3 and 4. Gets loose, coming to 2 to go, but he's got a little bit of time to try to catch this 31. Through 1 and 2, Sheets starts low, slides up on exit. Off of 4 this time. White flag is out for Brad Mick one more time around. Sheets still fighting Hinkle to the inside of Lewis. Down the back for the final time. Lewis gets clear of Hinkle. And off of turn number 4, Brad Mick's going to win the Sport Compacts. Sheets going to get second. Then Lewis, Hinkle, and the 22L of Andrew Robb rounding out our top 5. Feature win here in the Sport Compacts this season. What does it take to just keep on winning?
For real, it takes the drive every week in the heat, working in the front yard, turning the wrenches with my wife, Ryan Hinkle, the Kamikaze Motorsports crew. It takes the whole crew and to back this sports, and it really takes all the fans and my sponsors. Thank you all. I'm ready to get out of this hot suit, and I know y'all are enjoying some racing, so I ain't gonna hold it up.
All right, congratulations, Brad. We'll see you at the end of the night. I have a Tommy Cordray and the 33 of Paul Glendenning. Then it's John Benning, Mark Dotson, and Tyler Hibner. This will be our parade lap. Wave to your favorite late model driver as they pass you by. Cordray, Glendenning, and Benning, Dotson bring us green. Cordray out to a big lead. Here comes Glendenning, gets loose right up by Hibner and goes around. Caution flag will come out off of turn number 2. Cordray and Glendenning will bring us green again. Cordray, another good restart. But Glendenning's doing a great job too. Benning in a little bit of trouble. Tommy Cordray will lead our first lap. Glendenning in second, but gets loose. Benning on the inside of Hibner. Hibner trying to find a way around Glendenning to catch up with Tommy Cordray. Cordray still your leader. Hibner around Benning, now trying to find a way around Glendenning. As Tyler Hibner is running the fastest laps on track, sub 18 seconds. Able to get to the inside of Glendenning. Cordray still your leader as we near halfway. Hibner still fighting with that 33. Might be able to clear off a 2. Hibner now clear of Glendenning down the front stretch. Has some time to try to catch that 5 of Cordray. This is a 12 lap feature. As we now have 6 to go. Hibner running sub 18 seconds, but still a second and a little bit under a half behind Cordray. Off of 4, Cordray still your leader, 5 to go. Cordray ran under 17 that time, faster than Hibner even, pulled away his lead just a little bit. As off turn number 4. It'll be 4 to go. Hibner now a second and a half back. Cordray running under 18 seconds now. But a good run into 2 for Hibner there. Coming to 3 to go. Hibner reeling him in a little bit. Ran under 17 that time. He's got a couple more chances. Another great run into 3 and 4. 2 laps to go this time by for Tommy Cordray, but Hibner is closing. Under a second away now. As Dotson gets around Glendenning for 3rd. They're still fighting. Glendenning on the outside. Hibner closes the gap. White flag this time by. One more time around for Tommy Cordray. Hibner only behind him by about 0.8 of a second. Last time through 3 and 4. If Hibner's got something, he's going to do it here. Cordray on the bottom, 24 up top. Cordray's going to win it. Hibner gets second. Then it's Dotson, Glendenning, and John Benning rounding out the field. Take to hold him off.
I just kept it on the bottom until somebody would. I thought until somebody goes around me on the outside, I'm staying here.
You got anybody you want to thank down there, Tommy?
Yeah, I got a couple guys. Talked to Mike Mardenbragas from MME Enterprises from DeKalb, Illinois. I bought this car off of him 5 years ago, and he's helped me ever since. We went over some things the other night to try. Car's really working good. I got Steve Nelson of Triple R Engines from Quincy, Illinois. This is a second race with this new engine. I really like it, and thank God. Got to always talk about my dad up there watching over me. Thank you, Dad.
Congratulations, Tommy. We'll see you at the end of the night for the trophy presentation. Give it up one more time for the 5 of Tommy Cordray. 51 of Alan Guthrie. To his outside will be the 54X of Darren Christie. In row 2, it's the 20X of Dino Rodish. To his outside, Michael Floles in the 21. In row 3, it's David Clark in the 20 and Steve Tanner in the double X. And tail of the field will be that 55 of Ron LaFloles. This will be our parade lap. Wave to your favorite vintage driver as they pass the grandstand. Christie and Guthrie, the front row. And off of 4, they will bring us green in the vintages. At 20X of Rodish already fighting for the lead right on the back bumper through 1 and 2. Loose off of 2. So there's going to go Mike LaFoles in the 21, shooting by for the lead. At 20X still hanging around though. Fast car won the heat race, but it's going to be Guthrie leading the first lap. Ron on his inside, he got a little banged up in the heat, able to make the feature. Side by side down the backstretch between these two. 51 has it for now, but here comes the 21 on the bottom. Still Guthrie at the line. Ron trying to get something going on the inside, and he's got it. Gets by for the lead as Rodish goes around. Yellow has come out for the 20X. Ron LaFloles, Mike LaFloles, Ron LaFloles, and Steve Tanner. Darren Christie in 5th as we go back green. Mike LaFloles on the inside of Guthrie. Able to get by for the lead off of 2. Here comes Mike behind him trying to get around Guthrie. Guthrie not going away yet, but gets a little loose there through 3 and 4. Steve Tanner on the outside of Mike as Ron is the new leader. Guthrie hanging on the bottom. Mike LaFloles a little sideways there in front of the double X, but he will keep it going. Mike continues to pull away here as Guthrie is in 2nd. Steve Tanner on the inside of Mike LaFloles for 3rd as Dino Rodish and Darren Christie fight back there. Rodish gets the spot. Mike is still your leader. Ron back there in the 55 in front of the double X. At 20X starting to catch up to those two as he runs in 5th. 21 off of 4, still your leader. The field has pretty much gone single file for the time being. At 21 is starting to pull away. Dives back to the bottom. Seven laps down, coming to 2 to go, this time by for the 21 of Mike LaFloles. That 55 of Ron LaFoles is starting to catch up with Alan Guthrie. Still not quite up there as Rodish gets around Tanner for 4th. Off of 4 though, white flag is out for the 21. One more time around for Mike. Down the backstretch for the final time. Guthrie now just entering the backstretch. Nearly a straightaway lead for the 21. Off of turn number 4. 21 of Mike LaFoles is going to win this vintage feature. Guthrie's will get 2nd. Then Mike comes home, Ron comes home 3rd. Rodish in 4th, and Tanner in 5th. The Auto Group booth, another feature win for you here in the vintage. Both of you guys always running good in them. What does it take to stay up front?
Well, yeah, I mean, some luck, I guess, and just got to try not to make any mistakes. It's pretty slick out there in certain spots, and yeah, you just got to not overdrive it, basically.
Got anybody you want to thank down there?
Oh, just Dad and Mom and everybody that helps me and comes up here. Good to see we got a few more cars here tonight, too.
All right, congratulations, Mike. Give it up one more time for the 21 of Mike LaFoles. Feature Row 1 has 7J of Jake Richards and the 18M of Chase Moulton. Row 2, the 57C of Chad Clancy and the 75X of Randy Smith Jr. This time by is our parade lap. Wave to your favorite B-Mod driver as they pass the grandstand. In row 3, we have the 12X of Chris Wright. To his outside will be the 33D of Adam Dunwoody. Row 4 has the 27 of Tyler O'Neill and the 65A of Mark Anderson. In row 5, Jeff Jackson in the 81 and Peyton Baker in the 7. Tail of the field will be the 12 of Jory Stotts. Richards and Moulton bring us green off of 4. Here come the B-Mods. Jake Richards, clear of Clancy down the backstretch for the lead. 3 wide into 3 and 4. Sorted out as Clancy is going under Richards for the lead. 57C and 7J battling out up top. Randy Smith Jr. into 3rd. Moulton in 4th. O'Neill and Dunwoody battling for 5th. Richards will lead this time by, but Clancy is right there. Clancy catching up with Jake Richards down the backstretch. Moving up to the outside. This time by, still Jake Richards running just a little bit quicker laps than the 57C. We have a caution in turn number 3. The 12 of Jeff Stotts goes around. That will bring out the yellow in the B-Mod feature. Down 12 to go in this B-Mod feature. Jake Richards is our leader. Clancy and Randy Smith Jr. in row number 2. As we go back green in the B-Mods. Clancy and Richards get clear into 1. Clancy on the outside. Richards on the bottom. Smith Jr. in 3rd. Rest of the field still side by side. Dunwoody right in front of, I think, Anderson and O'Neill. Now Moulton to his outside. Clancy trying to catch up there with Richards. Moulton to the outside of Dunwoody off of 2. That was a tight squeeze. Clancy is making some ground here on Richards on the bottom. As 2 spin in the back. The 12 is going to save it. The caution flag is going to come out for the spin in 4. That is Mark Anderson, who went around in 3 and 4. Lights are out. We'll be going green off of 4. It's Jake Richards, Chad Clancy, and Randy Smith Jr. bringing us back green. Clancy and Richards pull away into 1 again. Clancy on the outside with a good run here. Richards able to get by on the bottom. Smith Jr. in 3rd with Moulton on the outside. Dunwoody right behind him. As Clancy still can't catch this 7J. He can catch him, he just can't quite get around him. It's Clancy trying a new line now. Great drive off of 2. Still about a car length behind the 7Js. We had 3 wide on the backstretch for a second. Now Clancy on the outside through 3 and 4. Richards still ran a faster lap than Clancy that time. Clancy about a 1/3 of a second behind him. Still trying on the outside. .283 now between 1st and 2nd. Clancy is gaining on him just a little bit, but he's going to be able to get around him. To the outside again here through 3 and 4. Richards still your leader. Extends that lead ever so slightly back to 3/10. Clancy on the bottom here with Richards. Might have something off of 2. He got the nose in. We'll see if he can do it again. .222 between them that time. Richards has this thing glued to the inside line. Clancy's going to have to get around him there. Trying it again through 3 and 4. Can he get the nose in going into 1? Not that time. Richards reopens his lead just a bit. Now Clancy tries it again in 1 and 2. Peyton Baker takes it over the wall. Richards trying to hold off Clancy here. That 57 is there. Just under 3/10 off between them. Now Clancy trying high again, trying to get a run down the back. Head of steam on the outside of the 7. Can he do anything with it? Richards pulls off on the bottom. 2 laps to go now. Clancy back to the inside, right behind the 7J. Through 3 and 4, Clancy hanging on the inside again. White flag out for Jake Richards. One more time around. 57C diving to the bottom. Trying to hold it down there. Richards led by about 4/10 that time. Now Clancy giving it all he's got through 3 and 4, but it's going to be Jake Richards winning the B-Mod feature. Clancy gets second. Then Randy Smith Jr., Tyler O'Neill, and Adam Dunwoody. In the Moley Auto Group booth. Another feature win here. That 57C was fast all night. What did it take to stay ahead of him?
It took track position. We were lucky to be able to start on the pole. Had to hit my marks, and if it wasn't for wasn't for the good draw, I don't know if we could have drove by him. But I got to thank On Demand Mechanical, AKC Pros Roofing, my wife Danny Trimble, Fast Lane Engines with Chris Littrell, J2 Race Cars. If it weren't for people, I would even.
All right, congratulations, Jake. We'll see you at the end of the night. Give it up one more time for the 7J, Jake Richards. Leads are bringing us green off of turn 4 in the USRA stock cars. Into 1, Keller leads on the bottom. Schweizer right behind him. 3 wide on the exit. Here comes Bo Eads in the middle. Cadwallader on the inside. Bailey on the outside. Keller holding strong on the bottom, able to get clear. Blake Peeler a little bit of trouble early, as now Keller gets clear for the lead. Rodney Schweizer right behind him. Shane Bailey up to 3rd with Tyler Cadwallader and Bo Eads riding out the top 5. 9X puts it in the infield. Schweizer is gaining on Keller on the inside as caution flag has come out. Tyler Grooms around in 1 and 2 will bring out the yellow. Still the leader. Shane Bailey and Rodney Schweizer in row 2. Then it's Tyler Cadwallader and Bo Eads back in row 3. Bears and Kaplan side by side behind them to bring us back green in the stock cars. Bailey on the outside, Schweizer and Keller on the bottom. Cadwallader down there too with Eads going to the outside. Kaplan a great run down the backstretch. Bailey digging up there up top. Keller hung on the bottom. He'll stay at the point for now. Schweizer right behind him. Bailey gets back clear of Cadwallader, nearly 3 wide as David Davis around off of turn 2. Caution flag will come out for the 22. like some oil overflow, starting a little fire under that 22. Still some fire under the 22 back there as he comes around the front stretch. Join the field, and so is the 20J. Both of them were in the hot lane. The last of our Delaware doubles here in the USRA stock cars, as Keller is the leader. In row 2 is Schweizer and Bailey. Then Cadwallader and Bo Eads round out the top 5. We'll have 12 laps to go when we go back green. Keller brings us green. Schweizer on the bottom. Bailey on the outside. David Davis has some trouble at the back. But back at the front, it's still Doug Keller, your leader, off of 4. As Bo Eads loses it in the infield. I think that's Eads. That's actually Cadwallader. Cadwallader puts it in the infield, it looks like. He was running up in the top 5. 4th before that happened. It's Keller and Schweizer now put him a lap down. Bailey on the outside. Kaplan making a move to his inside. 746 gets a little into Keller there through 3 and 4. Might be a repeat of that last race between Clancy as David Davis puts it in the infield. This feature might be a replay of that last one. Both of these drivers love the inside, just like Clancy and Jake Richards. Somebody's going to have to get lower than the other as David Davis rejoins the field. Kaplan gets by Bailey for 3rd. As Schweizer looking to the inside of Keller, but Kaplan is coming and he's running some fast laps. Sub 19 seconds. Fastest out of the top 3. Austin Kaplan might just have something for our leaders. Bailey moves down to the bottom now. The A1A flies down the backstretch, gets up door to door with the 746 and the 7. Off of 4. A1A is there on the outside of Schweizer. Another bump from the 746 as the A1A gets side by side with Keller. Austin Kaplan up on the outside. Off of 4, might just have the lead. Yes, he does. Still running sub 19 seconds, but not the best corner. Able to still have a great drive off. Get back in front of Keller into 3 and 4. Kaplan still clear, but Keller hanging around him on the bottom. Schweizer and Bailey right behind him. Top 4 cars running 1, 2, 3, 4. Kaplan starts to pull away from Doug Keller in the 7. Still the only driver running sub 20-second laps. Off of 4, 2 laps to go this time by for Austin Kaplan. Doug Keller still holds on to second, now a second and a half back from the A1A. Through 3 and 4. White flag is out for Austin Kaplan one more time around. Keller still holding on the bottom in second, trying to see if he's got anything for Kaplan. The A1A builds his lead, and off turn number 4 is going to win the USRA stock car feature. Doug Keller will hold on to second, then Schweizer, Shane Bailey, and Bo Eads is going to come home 5th. Clayton Brown rolled in the heat race, comes home 7th with his bumper dragging behind him. Group booth, you're one of the only drivers to run the outside tonight, and it got you the win. What did you find up there?
There wasn't a lot up there. You start 12th, you got to go where everybody else is, and so just tried it, and I just kept sticking with it, trying to make it work, and I finally got a rhythm before that caution. Then I got stuck on the bottom, but then I got back up there and made it happen.
Got anybody you want to thank down there, Austin?
My wife, my daughter, Spike, my buddy Doug that does all helps work on the car during the week, and all the great fans for coming out. Hotter than a son of a gun today for all of us, but we all stuck it out and we appreciate it.
All right, congratulations, Austin. We'll see you at the end of the night. Give it up one more time for as Hibner and Ingram bring us green in the A-mods. Lee Hibner out to a big jump. Houston got a little caught there behind Stephen Glenn. Zeddy Ingram bounces around up there. Now Houston and Hibner both on the bottom, as Lee Hibner is going to lead this first lap. Houston looking to the outside of Stephen Glenn off of 2. Fastest lap on track right now is our leader, Lee Hibner. Off turn number 4. Hibner still up top. Still running sub 19 second laps. Now Houston Johnson's got a little bit of breathing room. Gets by Stephen Glenn on the outside. Now we're going to see the 97 set sail and try to catch that 99. Houston faster that lap than our leader, Lee Hibner, but so was Tyler Hibner running back and forth. Houston the fastest car on track. It's off of 4. He cuts that lead from 1.3 seconds to 0.8. 8 tenths now separate our leaders. Tyler Hibner also running a fast lap, not quite as fast as a 97. This time by, Lee Hibner leads by 7 tenths. Houston running about a tenth faster each lap. Over a second that time, actually. Not quite a second, a little bit under a tenth. Houston catching the 99. Hibner leads by under half a second now. But here comes Tyler Hibner too, 1 second back from his dad. Houston on the outside of the 99. Red flag. Tyler Hibner okay after that scary roll. Great to see. $50-50 raffle ticket. If you have ticket 532919, 532919, come up to the announcer's booth. If you got a winner, I'll give you your money. On track, Lee Hibner the leader, then Houston and Stephen Glenn the top three, as A-Mods are back racing. Through 1 and 2, Houston on the outside, Lee Hibner on the bottom. Houston Johnson is there. 3 wide down the back. Ingram, Clancy, and Glenn. On the outside is Houston. Hibner on the bottom. Lee Hibner leads for now. Houston a 10th behind him. Nearly 2 tenths. Off of 2. Houston trying to get up there on the outside of Hibner. And Lee Hibner's going to go around. We'll stay green. Great job by the 99 to save it, but Houston Johnson to the lead. Looks like the 99 might be rejoining, might be taking it over the wall. Doing something as Houston Johnson now our leader. 99 takes it off. A tough night for the Hibners. Off of 4, Houston continues to pull away over halfway through. Ingram in second, then it's Clancy, Glenn, Brad Johnson, and Preston Dawson out of Callio. Houston continues to pull away. Over a 3-second lead now for the 97. Clancy and Ingram side by side. So are Glenn and Brad Johnson. Houston comes by this time. Looks like Clancy might be past Ingram for second. Put the 9 up to spot number 2. Over 4 seconds behind the 97. Ingram on the outside still. Glenn up there with them, but nobody on the outside as fast as Houston Johnson. Only driver running under 18-second laps. 18-second laps. Extends his lead to over 5 seconds. This time by, we will have 5 laps to go. Houston runs another under 19. Next fastest car on track is second place. Chad Clancy running 19.4. Caution flag is out. Somebody around in 3 or 1 and 2. Looks like that might be the 12 JR or Jory Stotts. Back green in the A-Mods, 4 laps to go. Clancy dive bombs 1, looking for the lead, but Houston shoots by him on the outside. That 9 has been pretty quick, but not quite as quick as a 97. 3 laps to go this time by for Houston. Houston still running sub-19s. Clancy ran a 19.2, second fastest car. As we come to 2 laps to go this time by for Houston Johnson. Clancy dive bombing again. as we have a pack of cars. Brad Johnson goes around. And caution flag will come out as we were coming to the white. Houston and Clancy are going to bring us back. Green flag racing. Brad Johnson takes it over the wall. Clancy dive bombs again. At 97 shoots by on the outside. Through 3 and 4, coming to the white flag. Preston Dawson making it 3 wide back there. As Houston Johnson takes the white flag. Last time through 1 and 2. Clancy dive bombs again. Can't make up much ground on the 97. And off of turn number 4, national points leader Houston Johnson's going to win race number 9 on the season. Number 9, Chad Clancy will finish second. Then it's Eddie Ingram, Stephen Glenn, and Preston Dawson. Feature win on the year. Another one here at I-35. How do you keep getting it done?
I think the biggest thing is always trying to find more speed. There's a lot of good guys up here, so constantly got to keep tweaking and getting a little bit better. So I'd like to thank my wife Cassidy, my parents, Trevor, Tony, Sutton, Molly Auto Group, Carpenter's Classics, Coca-Cola, Shane Roach Concrete Construction, Bloodline Race Cars, KS Engineering, Premier Lubricants, and Precision Performance Racing Suspensions.
Congratulations, Houston. We'll see you at the end of the night for trophy presentation. Give it up one more time for national points leader Houston Johnson in the 97. Green flag in the junior sport compacts. 14 will lead us into 1. Then it's the 3S of Paige Sanders. Manley gets a little loose in front of the 48R of Riley Robb. Off turn number 4, Herring puts the first lap down. Paige Sanders out of Montezuma running there in second, trying to catch up with our leader. This time by, it'll be 4 laps to go for Herring, but Sanders is starting to catch her. Manley and Riley Robb run 3 and 4. Herring continues to pull away down the back. Coming to the halfway mark of this junior sport compact feature. 3 laps up, 3 laps to go. Manley still holds on to 3rd. Riley Robb looking for a way around. Sanders gets a loose off of 2. This time off of 4, 2 to go for the 14B at Bentley Herring. Manley and Robb still running right next to each other. First and second have spaced themselves out pretty well. This time off of 4, Bentley Herring. White flag is out. One more time around. Riley Robb looking to the outside of Manley. Not yet. Tries the crossover move to the inside. Herring by herself down the backstretch. Off of 4. Bentley Herring's going to win the junior sport compact feature. Paige Sanders gets second. And Riley Robb gets around Manley to get 3rd. Manley 4th. Chris DeZong brings us back green. Hampton and Browning, a pair of 8s behind him. Hampton door to door with our leader for now. 3 wide off of 2. Browning on the outside gets clear with Lane and Stoneham on the bottom. Hampton rides the inside through 3 and 4. As Chris DeZong still our leader. Hampton hanging tough on the inside. A lot of beating and banging there with Kenny Reed, Stoneham, and Tony Lane. DeZong still our leader as Lane now into 4th. Lane gets clear of Stoneham down the back stretch. Running just a couple of tenths off our leader, but nobody but Chris DeZong. As I say that, there goes Nathan Hampton, sub 22nd. Still not quite as fast as our leader, but putting down some lap times. Coleman Browning running about 20. As Chris DeZong leads by over a 1.5 seconds on Nathan Hampton. Now over 2 seconds. Browning was making some ground on Hampton. That's stalled for the moment. As Chris DeZong comes by to take 7 laps down, 5 to go. Coleman Browning on the outside as we have a spin here. Sean Peterson, a lot of dust kicked up, but able to save it. Hank Penland goes a lap down from Chris DeZong. As Haven Gibson has trouble, caution flag comes out right in front of our leader. Chris DeZong will bring us back green. 4 to go for the E-Mods. Hampton is going to dive in the corner. Not able to gain much ground. Coleman Browning still in 3rd. Lane still in 4th. Gibson a little loose at the back of the pack. 3 to go this time by for Chris DeZong. Running under 20-second lap times now. Not quite as fast as he's been. Coming off of 4, he'll take 2 to go this time by. Browning making a run on Hampton down the backstretch. Lane right behind him. Browning to the outside of Hampton. Chris DeZong takes the white flag. Browning is catching the 08. Caution will not come out. Able to save it there off of 4. Chris DeZong catching the lap car of Penland. But now he's going to take the checker. Chris DeZong wins the E-Mod. Coleman Browning gets 2nd over Hampton. Then it's Tony Lane and Derek Mahoney rounding out the top 5.